Hello, 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 everybody. This is Barbara Ling, and oh my gosh, you are all in for such a treat today. Today, we have Joe Finn, who is one of the premier SEO experts who are going to be sharing a whole lot of quality SEO tricks and tips and the state of the art of SEO. And well, before I get into that, as you know, it's always my habit to chat and interact, and I see so many familiar faces here. There's Kathy, there's Jason, Val, and tell me, how's everybody doing? Over here in New Jersey, oh, we have, wow, what do we have? It's kind of cloudy and kind of humid, and yeah, it's, wow. We're supposed to be getting a lot of storms later on or so, but as mentioned, today's class is going to focus on SEO and, oh, let's see, wait, I have to open this here. Okay, Kathy mentions beautiful in Colorado. Nice to hear. It's not here in New Jersey, but oh well, you know, these things happen. And let me ask you all a question now. When you think of SEO, okay, do you think of, oh, I don't know, ranking first in Google or seeing what kind of keywords are the most profitable thingies that you can focus on? And here's a question for you. How old do you think SEO, the practice of SEO, really is? Do you think it's been around for a year, 2 years? All right, type your answers in the answer box, and as you know, I always call the question box the answer box, because that's where we're typing all of our answers there. And let's see, I see 5 years. Okay, that's a good guess. Did you know search engine visibility, and oh, Bill Davis mentions 20 years. It started long ago, back before the Earth's crust cooled, you know, when dinosaurs roamed the land, when Java meant coffee. I mean, back, I'd say, oh, gee, maybe 1997 was when I started doing SEO myself. This was back when InfoSeek used to do real-time indexing so you could tweak your pages and submit them, and then 10 seconds later see if you ranked higher or lower than before. So it is a fair thing to say, I know SEO. I've been doing it now for, wow, many years. As a matter of fact, it's one of the first things I started doing as far as service providers. And there are not many people online today that I could say has the same breadth and depth of information about SEO. But let me tell you, Joe Finn is one of those people. So, Joe, you want to say hello to everybody?
Hello, can everyone hear?
Well, we got...
Sorry, I muted myself. Do that again. Okay, hello, Barb, thank you for having me, and hello everyone who is attending. I know some of you, and some of you I will know after this presentation. That's awesome. And we're going to have a lot of fun here. There's lots of stuff to cover, and Barb, you're amazing for having me on. Thank you.
My pleasure.
Can you hear me, please?
So yeah, just type if you can hear Joe. I can hear Joe, and I could type, but I'm drinking coffee right now. So do we hear? Okay, people are saying hi, Joe. So I guess, Joe, with that, it is time for me to turn the attention over to you. Take it away, Joe.
Okay, so it's all mine from here. Okay, Barb, thank you again for having me. And the topic of today is a little bit controversial. I'm trying to be controversial is good because it gets attention, but sometimes I'll say things that, you know, that are true, but I'll say them in an extreme way in order to get the attention to them. So don't be like, oh, he's saying the world will end tomorrow. Maybe it won't, but maybe next week or whatever. You know, don't worry about if I say extreme things. Okay, so with that, I chose a really controversial and attention-getting topic. Will your site get zapped by Google? And the answer, I'll just give the answer at the end, but if you know me, you probably already guessed the answer. Okay, why isn't this switching? Okay, so thanks for attending, and thanks for Barb. I've known Barb since 2007 when I started online marketing, and as she said, she was already a veteran of the game by then. I spent a lot of time working on search engines from the inside, actually. So I have those qualifications, and but every time Barb talks to me, she still makes me blush, as if I know things that she doesn't know, and that's just not true. Okay, we're going to go really fast, and the slides will be available. I'll make a PDF after the presentation. The reason I don't have a PDF yet is because I decide I decide on the fly what to include and what not to include depending on the questions that come in. Barb, can you monitor the question box, and feel free to interrupt me at any time?
I will happily
there's a question.
Interrupt.
Good. And both Barb and I are recording, so there will be a replay if this computer stays up. And if Barb's computer stays up, but I'm in California where there are earthquakes, and Barb's in the East Coast where there are storms, so...
And mooses.
God willing, there will be a replay. Sorry?
I said in mooses. Okay, New Jersey has mooses.
Oh, sorry. Mooses as well. That's right, mooses. And so today we'll cover what is SEO and why you should care, and how to create an SEO authority site, which actually I'm being put to shame by Barb's latest product. It's an awesome product, and I'm just going to add stuff to it. You should have gotten her product, and I'm not going to really reveal what's inside her product and repeat that. So I'll just add more stuff. And then what never to do. You don't want to do certain things that will well, let's say that just surprised during the presentation. And we'll have a gift for people who stay till the end. And just in the interest of full disclosure, there's an offer of my service. Okay, and then I do have an offer at the end, and we'll spend a little bit of the time here going over the offer. The whole presentation should be around an hour 10 minutes. That's about it, because I know you guys, if you're on the West Coast, you have lunch to go to, and I also want to eat lunch. And so let's get into it. So what is SEO? Well, if you're this is a picture, like from the children's story, or this is after the children's story of 5 blind mice and an elephant. And if you're blindfolded, then you really think that the elephant is something else entirely. Some see the ears and think it's a fan, some see the tummy and think it's a wall, and so on and so forth. But if you don't have the full picture, then you're going to give point solutions like, if you do this, then you'll rank on page 1. And that's just setting yourself up for being penalized, because if you focus on only one method, you're going to leave what's called a footprint, which is basically a pattern that Google can easily detect and use to discount what you're doing, if it's link building or on-site optimization, which we'll cover as well. And these things can get your site removed entirely from the index, or put a lot lower, so it's not really safe to use any of those point solutions. And again, if there's any questions, stop me, and then we'll answer any questions. So these are the names of things that came and went. I'm not going to go over them, but there's just to make the point that there's been thousands of point solutions, and they're all being heralded as the safe thing, the white hat thing, the next big thing that will get you ranked on page 1. And yes, they do work, but only today, and who knows how long they'll work. They all worked wonderfully. I know people who made for AdSense sites and made $1 million. I'm not joking, really, they made $1 million, and then their fortunes waned and their income disappeared in less than a week.
Joe,
Okay?
if I could interrupt you there, you're saying what you're saying is totally true. I was clearing quite a lot of money via Google with Google AdSense, eBay, Amazon. That was the second year. I made over $250,000 until
Yes,
it became
wow.
persona non grata. 2004. It rests in peace. Thank you. Continue.
Yes, yes. So then all of a sudden your $250,000 probably went to $250.
Basically, yeah, it was pretty sad.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, so don't put all of your eggs in one basket, and as Barb has been saying, you shouldn't really ask this question about what still works, because what works today is not guaranteed to work tomorrow. Instead, what you should do is you should build a strong foundation and a strong position, diversify, and figure out how to survive the updates, and you should plan for being penalized. I mean, sites that I have for my customers, sometimes they do get penalized, because when they come to me, they may have done something bad in the past and they get caught eventually, or something that they're doing at the time in addition to my work, or dare I say it, like Barb, I have been lured into this trap of point solutions, just like anyone. And today I'm much older and a little bit wiser, and I know that you should not do these point solutions. So my clients also got penalized, and for the last few years they are not getting penalized. So that's a really good thing. The SEO landscape looks a little bit like my picture of hell, where people are bathing in lava, and it's a pretty painful profession and very tiresome and very tedious. Link building is probably on the scale of things that I'd like to do right there with getting a root canal. And if you think that link building is is easy and just a walk in the park, look at this thing here. We're looking at a slide that tells you how much change there is in Google's ranking of sites over the last 30 days. I got this slide this morning. And as you can see, when the temperature is 100, it means that you look at any page now, and tomorrow you look at the same search term again, and it will be completely different top 10 results, whereas a temperature of 40 means maybe we have 40% change. 40% change is about the average per day, just so you know. And I'll refer to that in the examples that I have prepared. So just remember that 40% is the average. 100% and above even goes, that's the temperature when they are releasing a major update. So you might have heard about Panda and Penguin. Panda 4.0 was just released. Anyway, can you avoid this kind of accident with your website? The answer is you think it only happens to you, and this is a site that is not peanuts. They have $19 million worth of traffic, each day they have 2 million first page rankings. And look at this. This was a drop in their visibility in one day during October 2012. And this is another drop from about nearly 4 million to less than 2 million first page rankings. And can anyone guess what this site is? Type into the question box. Someone says Amazon. I will. Someone asked, what is this Mousecast graph you're showing? That's the internet weather. I'll be happy to post the link later. And someone guessed Amazon. Someone guessed eBay. You're right. eBay is the site.
It's like a roller coaster.
Yes, it is. It's extremely
Gotta love that drop.
Yeah, and these smaller drops, they look like disaster when you're zooming in, because it really means like $1 or $2 million less revenue per day, you know. And this is less. This is like $8 to $10 million revenue less per day. This probably is 12 million out of the 19 million. Well, eBay is now on the upswing again, so they're okay, but this can happen to a well-established site that does everything right. They don't engage in SEO. They don't do anything so-called black hat. And we'll get back to the definition of black hat in a while. But they are still getting zapped. So why even bother listening to Google if you do everything right and still get zapped, right? That's just crazy. So I got this picture from the famous movie Dr. Strangelove and How I Learned to Love the Bomb. This was a 1970s movie with Peter Sellers, and here he is riding the bomb, and that's how you should feel when you do SEO. Now, I'm not going to try and scare anyone away. SEO is very, very profitable, and if you do it for your sites, if you do it right, it is a relatively stable way to get traffic. But in the general scheme of things, this is a pretty appropriate view. Would you agree, Barbara?
Definitely, indeed. I just have myself. No, I'm here. Yeah. I have myself muted because the Twitter budgies are currently singing me a song of their people. So definitely.
Okay.
Yep.
And okay, so the next slide is how much change, and not how much change, but how many major releases they did in 2012. And this is the algorithm weather for the last 9 months or so. This was December 2013. And this was one case where the temperature exceeded 102, which means over the web pages, over the search engine result pages that they monitored, they could see that there was more than 100% change in a day. Okay, so does this mean, you know, like, why bother listening to Google and why even do what they say? Let's just spam things to death. And of course my answer is no, because you want to build for the long term. So you should build a strong foundation. And again, I'm not going to go too much into the details. You should read Barb's latest SEO product. It's meant for beginners, but it's a very good introduction, and it will give you a strong understanding of what works and what will always work. You should be very careful, plan for getting penalized, which we'll go into a little bit, and avoid getting attention. You should never blast your website with thousands of links and so on. You should never over-optimize your page or stuff your page with keywords so that Google flags and bells are going to go ringing in their data centers, and everybody's running to see which site stuffed keywords now, and so on and so forth. You should avoid getting the attention. And really, there are 10 different ways you could rank. So there's not just one way. And this is really useful knowledge because it will allow you to attack seemingly impossible keywords. But just by looking at the current results, you will get a very quick idea of how to attack any keyword. I'll show you how this works, and furthermore, it works for getting your site, not just one page, but the entire site. If it's a niche site, then it can dominate that niche with multiple rankings of a single page for multiple keywords, and for also multiple keywords for multiple pages for the same keyword. So what are these 10 ways, sorry. The last one that I mentioned here is your website, and I put it last in order to emphasize that there are so many other different ways that are generally neglected by people. You know, if you don't use them, you're missing out chances of ranking your site or a pointer to your site to Google's first page. Here's an example of what I mean. Can everyone see this slide? Secret number 1, Google SERP boxes. Okay, so let's see. I'm just looking at Barb. You will post during the question and answer time the URL for your SEO.
Oh yes, I already did.
WSO, okay?
Yep, already did.
Good.
It's there.
Okay, good.
Thanks.
Okay. So these where it says ads, these are ads, of course, but there are several different boxes on the first page here and on any search engine result page that will be devoted to different kinds of content. So, for example, a map listing. This is an authority site in the niche. These are reviews. So this is discussions, like I pointed out in the 10 ways. 1 second. Okay. For new movies, there's a news site which lists tickets, and this is a cross between shopping and news. This is discussion. This is another discussion site. Let's see. These are authority sites. This is news. These are images. You get the idea, right? One last one. This is for a launch that I did together with Joe Justin for offline resurrection. It's a offline marketing product with videos and hangouts. It doesn't really matter, but I'm just showing you the authority site in the niche, and then below it there are 2 videos, a video channel and a actual video, and then a review and another video box, and so on and so forth. So the point of all of this is you can exploit this, knowing this, but by providing content that is not currently on page 1. And you can reuse your content in multiple formats and get it listed, even if it's not on your site. Like you can get a PDF and put it on a PDF download site. It will contain a link to your site, and you'll get traffic from that. So it's not just your site that has to rank on page 1. If you have references to your site, you'll get good traffic from that as well. And you can be very smart and link the video to your press release, and the press release can point at your PDF, and the PDF can point at some other content, and so on and so forth. So you get more and more traffic. Okay, secret number 2, before we get into that, are there any questions with this topic? Okay, I see no questions, that's good. So this is a structure of a typical search engine, and the reason I'm showing it to you is because I'm doing it for 2 reasons. First of all, people bandy about a lot of terms like get your links indexed and get your links crawled, get your site to show on page 1, and so on and so forth. I wanted to put those in context so that people can understand what's happening to make each of these things happen. So over here on the left side, you have the web, and the crawler is the component of the search engine that visits websites. So it starts from some websites, and then through finding links which get fed back into the pipe here this way, it will visit more and more websites. Of course, at this point it can decide not to crawl your some links that it discovered. Maybe those links point to neighborhoods that are already known to be bad, or they're not they're judged to not be of sufficient interest. Excuse me while I take a sip of water. Okay, and then after the links get crawled, the the page content and the link get sent to the indexer. So the indexer analyzes the page and decides whether or not it's a good page. A large percentage, probably 80% of the content here is discarded. I forgot to mention about 70% or 80% of the data is discarded here. So we have, let's say we have 100 links coming in. 80 of those will not get, they will all get visited, and 80 of those will not get sent onwards. And again, there's another 80% discarded here. And then the analyzer builds what we in search engine parlance call an index or a database, basically a list of words. And if the word barb occurs on a page, then there'll be a line in that table, a row in that table saying barb, and then the second column of the table will have the URL of the page containing that word. And again, 80 or more percent of links get discarded. So just to make this very clear, you want to avoid getting discarded in all of these steps. And then the output of that is a pre-digested database that is used by the part of the search engine which we call the front end. Okay, this is still the back end, but the front end, I'll go to the front end here. So the database is used. You type in a query, snake oil, it goes to the database, finds which pages are contain the word, which videos have that word in the description, which PDFs have the word, and so on and so forth, what news sites have the word. And then of that, 10 are sent to, 10 are put into this final page. So the database may contain hundreds of millions of hits for the word, and of that, 10 get put in the first page. And those 10 will be from different sources, some videos, some map references, some images, some news releases, and so on and so forth. So you can really see that the competition to appear on page one is fierce. Not all of the first page references will be from, let's say, blogs. So the blog box will only contain 3 or 4. So if your site is judged to be a blog, then you really are competing not only against the whole 10 sites, but you also must be the best from all, let's say, 1 million blogs that have that word. And of course, in order to appear on the first page, your reference to the word snake oil must be better than any images and any videos that also refer to that. Any questions on this? This is kind of complicated, but I'm just trying to give you an idea of how the SERP composer actually does its job and why it is such a lucky stars kind of occasion when your page actually ranks. Okay, now go back to the previous slide and give you an idea of scale. So the web currently is about 1 trillion pages, and Google crawls 300 billion of those pages. So 30%. Of those, about 2/3 are discarded, so we end up with 100 billion sent to the index, which means after this, being in this box means that your website will show some information when you search for it. Okay, and then of these, as I said, that's where the filtering really happens. About 3 billion of that are actually sent to the part that produces the database, the analyzer, and put into the things that can be seen by the end user. So you can see that your page, one page among 1 trillion pages, it has to make it through all of these levels of filtering, and then it gets put into the database. And then it has to be better than all of the other pages that are competing for this search term in order to be seen. I didn't put this in proper scale because it would not be visible what I'm writing here. We're talking about 0.3% of all pages actually getting possibly shown to the user. Now, this is actually not guaranteed that they will be shown, because Google prepares about 1,000 results in order to for any one search term. And so if your site doesn't make it through the SERP composer into the top 10, then you'll still not be seen. So I would say within a cycle of work of the search engine, that's when a total crawl of the 300 billion URLs, and then indexing, and then preparing for a presentation. That usually takes about 3 weeks to a month. Within that time, about 0.5% of all of the 3 billion that are available for presentation gets seen. So something like 30 million to 70 million of the 3 billion URLs that are in the presented category actually gets seen. So you can see that your site is competing very, very hard to be shown. And Google is really like baby food, because it's just pre-digesting nearly everything and going giving you the appearance that it's magically finding all of these things, but really it's just a lot of work before you even ask the question. Okay, so now how do we exploit this? So first of all, obviously we need to use these unusual sources to bypass the discard. So unusual websites, use references to your website from international sites, use different media to refer to your website, use social, of course, but the point is this unusual source thing bypasses the discards. So for example, you can easily exploit images. This is actually a tool I'm working on right now where using a unique image that refers where the description or the URL refers to your website is a very useful and easy way to get bypass all of the discards. And you want to tell the search engine about your new content. Most of this is automatic if you're using a website like that's built on WordPress or another content management system. They all have RSS built in, and Google does read the RSS feeds and figures out what the new content is. And that's generally how they find your website's new content very, very quickly. And one important thing is when you build backlinks, you want the keyword on the source page, the page where the link appears, on the link and on the target page. Of course, you don't want that alignment to be perfect. You want to use different keywords that are related in order to not overweight on any one keyword. And aligning this relevance is a very, very big factor in deciding whether the link will be crawled, whether your web page will be indexed, and so on and so forth. Any questions up till here? Google, Barb, do you see any questions?
Seems to be going good so far.
Good, okay. So the third secret is that there's nothing new under the sun, really. Backlinks are still king. Obviously, the Google is telling you make wonderful content and that will be enough. We'll figure out what is wonderful and you'll get a fantastic position in the search engine. If you watch Matt Cutt's videos, that's what he's saying. And he's, well, okay, he's lying because that will not always get you ranked. You can write the most wonderful content. If Google doesn't get other signals that this content is really, really good, then it might rank, it might not rank. And here are some factors for relevance and for value. And the decision whether to rank you is composed of relevance and value. Okay. So there was this one recent WSO about ranking a spam site, a site that had only duplicate content and only ads for the worst kind of bad stuff on the net. And it ranked #1 for a term with, I think, 14,000 searches per month. There were also many occasions in which pages without content and only a link rank perfectly well. I'll admit that nowadays this is a lot less common. It's still possible, but only for low competition. And then this is the definition of what Google looks at. You hear get quality links, get really good quality backlinks, get really good quality content. Well, good quality content is okay. That we understand what that is. Originality and good grammar and all that. But nobody really tells you what quality means. And in physics, there is this, and because they ran out of terms to use in the research on subatomic particles, they use this measurement of the particle's charm. And I'm bringing this up because nobody really knows what the particle's charm is, but it's just a technical measurement. And in the same way, Google has invented this link quality, which is essentially just a technical measurement. And then people heard this and they thought, oh, it actually means something. It means quality, you know, you'll know when you see it. No, it's not like that. It's just a technical term that is like particle charm, you know. It is a calculation based on where the link comes from, the source, and relevance, which is easy to determine based on whether the keywords are present in the source page, on the link, and in the target page, and the value, which is the amount of relevance or traffic or whatever else, you know, the importance of this signal, essentially. So the quality is that combined. Of course, there are some multipliers and so on there, and it's normalized to a range of 1 to 1,000 or 1 to 100. But it's just a measurement. And the more quality links you have, your website will rank high. Of course, a website that has problems on site will not rank no matter how many quality links you send to it. I want to repeat that so that people don't get disillusioned or disappointed. You say, okay, I have this website, it's ranking number 30 now, and it's and I just sent it a ton of quality links, and it's still ranking 30. So it must be those links are really not quality. No, if the content is not worth ranking higher than 30, then no matter what you do, it will not rank. Period. High, you know, it just not going to rank high. Good question. Can too many quality links rank hurt your rank? And no, quality links are not going to hurt your website, because they don't qualify as bad links. So bad links will either hurt your website, or more likely they will contribute to the ranking of your website for a little while, and then they will be discounted. So what you will see is that your website ranks higher until all of the lower quality links get thrown away from the calculation, and then your website bumps down like 10 or 30 slots. Another question, what about quality links that are not niche relevant? So okay, relevance is a very narrow concept. The relevance of the link is only calculated within the text in which the link appears, the keyword on the link, and the keywords on the target page. The website as a whole does not have to be relevant. I'm saying that that's the case today. Of course, if they improve their algorithms so that the relevance will be site-wide, then you will have to get links. Then quality will mean relevance only from the entire website. But right now there is extremely strong correlation between relevance of the paragraph or immediate content that surrounds the link and less relevance, correlation between relevance of the content on the entire page, and even less correlation between the relevance of the entire site. In fact, I would consider that that's a pretty, it's close to not being statistically significant, because if it were, then you get a link from, let's say, Reddit, and Reddit is what is Reddit about? You know, Reddit is a source book, it's a crowd bookmarking website, and it's not about any specific topic, but it's a good way for Google to find new links, and they give high quality assignment to links from there, because generally the source is considered a very reliable and very valuable site. They have good spam control, and the relevance is good, and there's a lot of traffic on the site, so the value that flows through the link is high, and so the quality of the link is high, even though the website is not at all about your site, right? Only the page on which the link appears is about your site. Okay, so what to do with this secret? You always should be building links. Never stop building links. Don't build links with automatic software. Don't build a ton of links. Don't build links only from one kind. Don't fall for any point solution. Diversify both geographically and the kind of links that you build. Some links need to be with a keyword on them. Some links need to be not with a keyword on them. And you might have heard, in parentheses, you might have heard about no follow versus do follow. This used to be important, but now Google has all but discounted the difference. So no follow links are nearly as good as do follow. And it's hard to say what is naturally. Everybody is saying build naturally. And it's just, there's no definition. But it's easy to understand if you understand how Google works. Google is a machine, and it will identify what quote-unquote unnatural backlinks. And again, unnatural is like charm, okay? It's links that have a certain profile, a certain behavior, if you will, that will tell Google that these links are, it's very hard to believe that they were created by a human, or that they were created without intervention of the site that benefits from the link. Okay. Then there is a bonus secret that I think is a very important thing to, very important thing to discuss and to mention. There, Google has a tool called the disavow tool. So you should avoid this like the devil, okay? This is not some child drawing with paint, even though it does look like this, but I'll explain in a second. Basically what Google does with the disavow tool is it gathers information from webmasters, telling the webmasters tell it, hey, these are my links that I think are not really valuable, and so this webmaster here sends this set of links, right? Every circle here is a set of links, and this other webmaster sends this set of links, and a fourth webmaster here sends this set of links. So then what Google does is it intersects, it finds out which links are common, or more correctly, which sites are common in the in all of these lists of links that it got. And these links here in the red area are the common ones. And so if you have a certain number of webmasters saying these are bad links to my site, then those links will be considered as likely to be spam. Certainly the websites on which these links appear are going to get a second look. And I try to make it so that the color indicates the likelihood of getting a second look. So the links that are that are common to a lot of these sets of links that get sent in, they get the red color, and links that appear in only this webmaster's set, they won't get it re-examined. They will get they will get a pass. Okay, now what happens with this information? So links that appear in these red areas, they will be analyzed further, and the quality of the links will get a closer examination, and perhaps the websites will get less source value here, and the relevance might go down, and some of the value of their traffic will be discounted, so that having links from these sites will not influence your rank in the future that much. And of course, because they take them out, some of these red links already overlap with links that if you have them, they will cause a penalty, or they will cause your website to rank lower. So then what happens is that these links get taken out of the calculation, so now all of a sudden your website might seem to rank a little higher. So the end effect of this is that your site seems to be recovering from any penalty. It's not really recovering, because you've admitted to doing the thing that Google doesn't like. You think that, that they're like a confession that, Father, I have sinned, so forgive me, and so on. No, they will remember that your website has engaged in the past with spamming, and your site will get closer attention by participating in this disavow mechanism. Sure, there are ways that you can get links that there's a question, what about links that are made without your control? And particularly, I want to amplify on this question, what about negative SEO? Negative SEO is where some other webmaster takes a contract kill out on your website. Basically, they employ a spammer, and the spammer goes and sends links to your website from bad neighborhoods, and they will hurt your ranking. Yeah. So obviously, negative SEO is costly, and it's extremely rare. I have not heard of anyone claiming publicly that their website was negatively SEO'd and they recovered. That doesn't happen. It's just a kiss of death, because Google doesn't believe you that you were negatively SEO'd. There's also no way to prove it, so it's he said, she said situation. So that's why it's not something that you really should even claim. And if you don't claim it, then you're admitting guilt. So basically, damned if you do and damned if you don't. As soon as you participate in this disavow, then you're marked for suspicion. Is that clear, Barb?
Yes, indeed. Good stuff.
Yeah. So it's very, very good to avoid the disavow. You can try to remove links by yourself, but don't bother even telling Google, because they'll just use the information against you. It's like the police telling you everything you say may be used against you in a court of
Wow.
law, and the truth is that they will use it against you. So you just don't want to. Okay. Um, and the really biggest secret is that all SEO is black hat. Okay. There are less risky and more risky SEO tactics, but SEO is a four-letter word for Google, and they tell you that you should not do SEO. They tell you to just create awesome content and we'll rank you. But they penalize stuff that they recommended in the past. You know, in the past they said put keywords on your links so that we can figure out what your content is about. And then they went around and they turned around and they said, no, you should not stuff keywords. And really everything is unsafe. Anything you do, including over-optimizing your content on site, is unsafe. So you should get prepared and used to being slapped. Someday you'll rank high, another day you'll rank low. I actually have a great example um, in the presentation that I want to get to. So what I do is I don't, you know, when you're told to build a niche website, that everyone tells you build the site and then build links to it and try to rank it. So you write a lot of content and then you build the site and then you build links to it and you hope that it will rank. But maybe it will never rank. So what I do instead is I build outside in. First of all, I test the niche, and I have in the gift at the end I have 20 sites that I use to test the niche. Basically what I do is I put some of these sites allow me to put pages with content on them. So then I put a page with my content on it with a link to the product I might want to promote, and I measure, can I rank, is there traffic, I find out what the keywords are, of course I qualify the product, and most importantly, if I can make a sale from that page, then I can certainly make a sale from those money sites that I'll build later once I qualify the niche. And that the result of that is that generally I'll have several so-called properties on page 1 or page 2 in any one niche. So if one goes down, another will go up. It's half a dozen or sixes to me. And I only build the site after I know it will rank. I already have the traffic, I know what sells, I know the keywords, I know which Google search boxes to attack, and the result is that I will have a strong site with not just the site with content, but other properties in the niche. I know I will rank, and I know I will make sales. So I don't waste a lot of time. Okay. Excuse me while I cough. Okay. So, yeah, okay, this is basically another blurb for Barb's how to become a ranking authority. And honest to God, we both wrote this independently, right? We didn't collaborate. We talked about collaborating, but we didn't get to do it. And the truth is, Barb just all of it one day, she just said, okay, I'm ready with this product, here it is. And, and I was like blown away. This is good stuff. And it's also in my presentation. Okay. So what do? I build low quality backlinks to these other properties that I mentioned, like maybe a Blogger blog or a Squidulance or whatever's in fashion with Google these days. And I build high quality backlinks to the money site and to the other properties, certainly. I build high quality and low quality links to to both of these, and I make sales whether from the secondary properties or from my money side. I collect leads or whatever the purpose is that I'm working on. I will use both the properties and my money side. And again, if one of those properties goes away, I just add a new one. There's no problem. Okay, so Heidi said, wonderful stuff. I never thought about it that way. Yeah, I've been building niche sites with this method for a very, very long time, and the good thing about it is that your position grows a lot stronger over time, because every time you add a new page, that page has all of the strength of your current position to fall back on, and it will naturally collect links as well, and it will collect low quality links, it will collect high quality links naturally. I just send a tiny bit of high quality links to the new page, and they will rank for the keyword that I intend to rank them for. Of course, depending on the niche, if I want to rank for make money online, I'll need to bring out the nuclear weapons. But if I want to rank for fishing trip in Guantanamo Bay, probably don't need a lot of backlinks with high quality. I also offer the backlinks building to clients. And again, the quality word here is in the sense that Google intends, not these. You won't see the quality. It's just sites that are going to pass their algorithm with the high quality assignment. Okay, good. 1 second. Question: what size are the test niche sites? All of them are one page. I'm sorry, one page per keyword. I just create a page for a keyword, I rank it, and it takes me maybe 10 minutes to write a unique article about the keyword, targeted for that keyword. I put it on Blogger, and I would send some quality links to it, and it ranks or doesn't rank. That's it. So it's really taking maybe I can test a niche in less than an hour, okay, to see if it's good. I can test 20, 30 keywords in less than 2 hours. Okay, let's go on. Okay, here's some demos. So remember I mentioned the SERP weather. Okay, so the SERP weather. So this is a search for DUI lawyer, West Palm Beach. And my site was on page 1 yesterday. And today, my video was on page 1 yesterday. And today it is, for some reason, on page 2. And then a week ago it was on position 1. So it pushed out this avvo.com site. And today it's not on page 1. So that's just life. Okay. Another thing here, city scanning service. So this is the site of a client of mine. They agreed. By the way, all the clients that I'm showing, they agreed to be shown. I never show stuff that I don't have permission to show. So this website has been, the city scanning services is a national keyword. They rank the same everywhere in all markets. Plus, of course, they're where they are located. And here's a local keyword, dog training, Brisbane, California. And it's funny, I rank for dog training Brisbane as well, I think. It used to rank anyway, and Brisbane, the city in Australia. So they are in California. They're about 50 miles away from where I live, and they are here is the site, Canine Comrades, and they have a ton of reviews, and they have a map listing, and I think there's a couple of videos on the page, on second page. It changes day to day, of course, but this is a demonstration of a very strong position because they have local reviews, they have a Manta listing, they have Foursquare, which is social signals, they have a map listing, they have a Facebook page, they have a Yelp listing, and so on and so forth, right? I mean, it's their website doesn't, it also shows, in this case it shows on the first page, but it's not necessarily the first page, first site, sorry. Okay, this is a failure, I'm sorry to say, because the client went out of business. And so, but look at all those things that I created for them. It's still ranking in page 1 because all of those properties are still there in New Orleans. And you know, their website is down, and I haven't heard from them for ages, so I think that they're out of business. I didn't really call their number and check, but their website is no longer on page 1. It used to be number 1. But it doesn't matter. My point is, it doesn't matter because my position was so strong that, okay, so their website went away, but it was replaced by all of these other references, right? So no big deal. Okay, back to the presentation. Let's go back to the, okay, so here's the offer. Heidi is asking, what's your opinion about exact match domains? So let me ask you, Heidi, is askbling.com, is that an exact match domain? And my answer is yes, it is an exact match domain. Let me demonstrate. Okay, so askbling is an exact match domain for the term askbling. In other words, every domain is an exact match domain.
Yep.
Okay. Askbling, right?
Yep, askbling.com.
Okay, I'll do askbling.com, no problem. So, here. Okay, well, Barb, you've got some stuff to fix here.
What's up?
Oh no, incorrect link.
Right, that's because sometimes I mistype in my emails the right link. And so if you click on that page, it will say, please let Barb know about it. And oh, by the way, look at something else. It's because I make so many typos.
Anyway, yeah. So it's and it ranks number 1. Go figure. And probably it ranks number 1 because are you archiving your emails on Aweber?
Well, that would be for if you go to dailywsos.com. Those are being archived.
Yeah. So that's an authority site, and so that's how you got this link to be important, right? Okay,
that's one of it. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So can you do backlinking for videos for local searches and get on page 1? Certainly. I mean, this is the intent was to get this video on page 1, and it's a very, very high money keyword. So, and by the way, don't look at the number of competing pages. It's a lot of Bologna. You shouldn't even bother about that. What you should look at is the top 10, how difficult they are, and the rest doesn't matter, really. So this guy is probably another SEO that is competing with my videos, and he pushed me off page 1. Remember that I talked about SERP boxes. So what I meant was that there is only that much space for videos on page 1. You usually won't get a page 1 completely full of videos, even if there are really good videos. So my video got pushed back to page 2, and I have to send some more quality links here to push it back onto page 1. Okay. So yes, you can definitely. In fact, most of my clients do that. They use my service to put videos or Facebook pages or other properties on page 1, as well as their money sites. And let me describe a little bit about the service. Here's the link. Barb, can you put it in the chat box?
I certainly can. I will even do that.
Yeah, well, not only can you, you will.
I will. I will.
Okay. We do everything for you. We just charge you $37 for the first month, and then $67 further months. And it's very affordable because $37 is basically my cost for doing the service. And there's no contract. You can cancel. What the links come from very high page rank sites. Now, page rank is not that important anymore, but it's still a good indication of how much authority the site has. You get 100 to 120 backlinks per month, so it's a very low volume and very carefully done. All of the links are embedded within text where possible, and if not, then we put a lot of text on the page so that it will have a lot of relevance, and so on. And here's the gift. Barb, can you, I will put it, okay.
I'll type it, you talk.
Okay, I'll talk. Okay, so, or you can create a short link maybe or something, doesn't matter. Okay.
Have to type it first.
This is the PDF that contains my best 20 sites for testing niches and for backlinks. These are probably the highest authority websites that you can use today, but I'm warning you, don't get sucked into a point solution. These work today, but tomorrow they may well be your bane, because Google will figure out, oh, Joe Finn told you to build links from these 20 websites, and if you stop right there, then you have this footprint, right? You have this identifier, like a sticker attached to your website. I built backlinks from this PDF. So don't do that. Get more backlinks. Get a diverse set.
Joe, I just made a short link, askbeeling.com /Joe20.
I'll click on it and see what happens.
What happens?
What happens is it should come up, the PDF should come up.
Yep, yep.
And here we are. Okay, good. Okay, so that worked. Thank you. So, you know, these links work. They are definitely black hat, but then anything you do is black hat. And if you only create wonderful content, it is black hat, because it is what Google wants you to do today, and who knows what they will call black hat tomorrow. Basically, I just don't, I'm so fed up with listening to Google. I just do what works, right? It's, don't bother listening to them, because they change their tune every Saturday and sometimes every Thursday as well. So why bother? You just need to do you just need to do what works. And Art says this stuff actually works. Thank you, Art. It certainly does.
Yep.
And I showed you the proof that it does. And not only does it, it sticks. Like I said, with this client that disappeared in New Orleans, they were my client in 2013, and look at all of their strength on page one, even though they're themselves no longer on page one with their own website. Look at all the strength that is on page one. It's pretty scary. Is this okay for new sites, Ed asks? Very good question. So I would say 20 links per week for a new site. It's a little bit. It is safe, but it might, if you stop after a certain time, if that's not the norm, if you have 20 links now and then for 9 months no links, then it will be a flag. If you stick with it, then it will be no problem. Especially if you don't just link to the homepage. That's something I wanted to mention, that you can change the links in my service at any time. You can, you should, not just can, you should send me different keywords all the time as well to use. We don't do that work for you. We just create backlinks from the sites that we find, and we use the URLs that you give us and the keywords that you give us. We don't give advice on what is a good keyword and so on and so forth. Okay? I don't know why I'm getting spam from SourceWave all the time. It must be like 17 times on their mailing list.
Wow. Yeah, that happens.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. How many keywords can we submit for the monthly package? So first of all, it's not monthly, it's weekly. We give you a report every week. So, and you can, as I mentioned already, change the links and the keywords anytime. You submit two links and 5 keywords per link at any time. For one package, I'm sorry, for one of these packages. And you can buy multiple. We'll keep track of keeping everything straight so that we use the right keywords for the right set of links and so on and so forth. Let's see. Okay. What are these links? Do follow or no follow? Good question. So they are a mix of do follow and no follow. There are some that are do follow and some no follow. As I mentioned, no follow was a failed experiment by Google to allow webmasters to say, hey, I'm linking to that site, but don't consider this link as an important link for SEO. Okay, you can use it for discovery, like discovering that other site that I'm linking to, but don't send any so-called link juice, which is a colloquial term for importance and significance. So people abused this tremendously, because what they did was they kept all of the quote-unquote link juice on their own site, and they would even use it to send the link juice to only one page, obviously the money page. So let's say you had a website with 1,000 pages ranking, right? And then you have a product page on that website. And then you point, all the 1,000 pages point to your sales page with a do follow link, and any other link on the page, each of these pages is no follow. So what happens then is that all the 1,000 pages will send their link juice to the sales page, and that sales page will all of a sudden get a lot of importance, quote unquote, attached to it. And obviously that is a way to game the system, and that's why this do follow, no follow is no longer really used a lot. No longer really paid attention to by Google, and it was never paid attention to by Yahoo and Bing. By the way, if all of the things that I'm doing here that I described and that my service does, if they get you results in Google, and most often they get you results if the website itself doesn't have any problems, then your website will automatically rank well in the other search engines, Bing, Yahoo, Ask, and so on. The reason is that they are trying to catch up, and they are trying to basically create better versions of the same algorithm that Google has in order to make you come to their search engine. But really, they're not innovating as much as Google. And so any factors that influence Google, they'll probably be present in some version or shape in the other search engines. Okay, Barb, do you have anything to add? I think Barb went to eat a pizza or something. Okay, here we are.
Wait, I'm here. I'm here. Sorry, I was just talking,
okay.
ignoring the fact that it wasn't a green little light there. And yeah, the information you're sharing, 100% correct. You've been in the trenches and basically know what works. So good stuff indeed.
We got another question here. So about the service, how long before you run out of unique IP addresses and have to start duplicating links? So I'm thinking the person is asking, how many sites do I have in my service, and how many sites can we create links from? Okay, so let me give a little bit more information. None of these sites are sites that I own. They are all public sites, so your links are so-called hiding in plain sight on authority sites. And every week I have a virtual assistant. Every week she finds me 20 new sites. So we use the 20 new sites for a subset of the clients this week, and then next week we'll use the same set for another subset of the clients, another 10 clients, let's say, and then another 10 clients and another 10 clients. Now, imagine, if you will, a train on a railroad track with carriages. So, and each set of sites is one of those carriages, right? So, first week, the first carriage uses, let's say, set of sites number 1, and then carriage number 2 is using set of sites number 2, and carriage 3 is using set 3, and so on and so forth. The next week, the first carriage will use the new set, which will be numbered differently, and then the second carriage will use what I previously called set number 1, and the third carriage will use set number 2, and so on and so forth. So we never run out. We will not run out, and we will never create you backlinks from the same site during any 2 weeks that you are in my service. So my guarantee is that you will get 20 links from 20 new sites, 20 new IP addresses some in the US, some in Europe, some in Asia, some in academia, some in government, some on .coms. We diversify everything possible for you. We take care of the diversification along several different dimensions like geodiversity, purpose diversity, which platform is being used, what the topic of the website is, and so on and so forth. All of them are diversified with just this one service. And we use the only thing that we filter for is that the websites must be high page rank, and they must allow us to create links on them. The links will stick, and that they will allow 10 clients to get links from the site each week. So as you can see, I can scale the service to any number of clients. I can just add a new carriage to my train, so to speak. That's actually physically going to be a new VA working for 10 clients. And then that new VA will just service those 10 clients, and each week you will get a different set of sites to get backlinks from. We also send you the reports. So each report will contain let me see if I can get a report. I'm going to go out of presentation mode. Oh, I'm sorry. One second, it's loading. Okay. I just want to show you a report. Report that we're sending to clients. Okay, so these are the 20 sites that this client got links from. These are the actual pages on the site that the client got links for. And this just happens to be one report that was accessible in my directory. As you can see, they got 2, 3, 4, 5 PR7, 1 PR8, a bunch of 5s and 6s. And here are the links that the client used. I'm not showing the keywords, but they are on the pages, and you get the username and the password for each site. Okay, so you get to keep this page for as long as they exist, for as long as the page exists. Obviously, the sites are not owned by us, so the webmaster of that website has the ability to delete the page, but generally they don't. They just, because our method is basically noise, it only creates 10 new pages per site each week. So it's just not going to even register on their radar. And the same holds for Google. We are hiding in plain sight. There hasn't been even one case where a client using our backlinks has gotten a report from Google about unnatural links. They do get unnatural link reports, which is a warning that Google gives them right before they penalize them. But then when I ask to see the report, my links never are in the report. And the reason is that they are invisible. We are basically invisible to Google. And we are invisible in the sense that we don't set off any flags. Of course, we are very visible. If you check any of those links, you'll find that they are indexed. So they got through all of the filters that I'm showing. They got indexed, and some of them are even presented. Okay, so they are really very, very powerful and very useful links. Okay, any remaining questions? Okay. Until today, of course, because Google is listening only, Art only. Are you working for Google, Art? Thank you for listening. Even if they do listen, it's not a big deal because each week they get just 10, 20 of my sites. So yes, they can figure out, oh, those 20 sites are being used by Joe Finn. I'm not you know, deluding myself that I'm important to them, because I'm not like one of those spammers, okay, that is creating 100,000 links. It's just noise, and they're very quiet. And yes, they hear everything. Yeah, sure. Are these contextual links? What is the minimum word count? Was asking? Ed. Thank you, Ed, for the question. Okay, so there are contextual links where it's possible. For example, we'll create pages which are profile pages, but as I said, we will load them with a lot of content. And these pieces of content do get analyzed and included in the database sometimes, and as well they are of course indexed, which is what we care about. And a minimum word count, well, a minimum word count for relevance is a well-structured sentence. That's it. If you have a sentence that makes sense grammatically and it has the words that you want to rank for, that is that's the important thing. You know, that doesn't have to be a lot of content on the page. You just have to align the relevance of the text on the source page, the link, and the text on the target page. Okay, so any other questions? What? Oh, hi, Barb. I saw that. Okay. What percentage are?
Oh wow! Did I just turn on my webcam? Sorry about that.
Yeah, you did. I just
okay.
saw you all of a sudden.
Should I do that again and wave hello to everybody?
You show up? Did you show up in my screen recording?
I don't know. Let me see. I'll see. Hi there. Do you see me?
Yes, I do. Hi.
Okay, great. Okay, I'll stop that. Sorry. Bad Barbara.
Yeah, no problem. And did it show up? A cameo appearance. Apparently people see you.
Do they still see me?
So what percentage of links are profile? About 30%, I would say. 30 to, this changes from week to week. It depends. Some are forum postings, some are member blogs, some are links, some are bookmarks, and all of different kinds of a lot of different kinds of linking schemes, so to speak. A lot of different kinds of sites, a lot of different kinds of purposes for the sites, and all of that good stuff. And I see there's one question here. Does this work for non-English sites? Yes, I have clients that use this for Italian, Chinese, German. In fact, it works better because most people, there are fewer people doing SEO for these markets, so it works a lot better. Okay. Any more questions? Wow, we are over time by 30 minutes.
It was a great content.
And last opportunity for questions. Going once, going twice.
Sounds good so far?
Home.
Alrighty. Well then, Joe,
Alrighty.
thank you so very, very much for stopping on by and preparing this utterly fantastic class. Again, folks, the discount benefit service that Joe is offering is at askbling.com/Joe Special, because Joe really is special guy.
Boy, you should. I'm glad I don't have my camera on.
And again, thank you so much for showing up, Joe. The information you shared, wonderful, wonderful. And for everybody in here who is on the call, I really, really appreciate your time. It was an honor and a privilege that you were here, so Joe would be able to share this information. And with that, I think we're going to bring this class to a close. So, Joe, you can say goodbye and thank you for showing.
Yes. Thank you very much, everybody who is on the call, who was on the call, who is on the call, who will watch the replay. I am stopping my recording now.
Very good, very good. I'll be stopping after I...
Thank you, Barb. Barb's wonderful. If you are on Barb's list of subscribers, you know, you're safe. You're gonna get only good stuff.
Well, thank you so much. So, this is Barbara Ling and also Joe Finn. You could say goodbye one more time.
Bye-bye.
Signing off, and we will see you on the inside. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.